All right, here quiz 4 solutions for Math 65. It's our polynomials quiz. So we start out adding polynomials, then we subtract them. I think later on we'll multiply them. So let's start with adding them. Find the sum of these polynomials. Sum means add them together. So in these first parentheses have a polynomial, and these next parentheses have a polynomial. Supposed to add them together. All you gotta do when you're adding polynomial is combine like terms. So if you look for my x squared terms, I got 2 of them over here, and I got 2 more of them over here. So in total, I have 4 of these x squared terms. If you look for your x terms, you got -3 here and -5 more of them over here. So in total, you have -8 of these x's. And then finally, my constant terms, 5 and -7, nets out to -2. So my answer, the sum of these two polynomials, is this polynomial right here. Easy enough. Next one, things get a little bit more difficult. Find the difference between these two polynomials. So in these parentheses I have a polynomial, and these parentheses I have a polynomial. And now I want to subtract them. A couple different ways you can think about this. It's a lot like up here where we're combining like terms, except now instead of it being 2x squared plus 2x squared, it's 2x squared minus 2x squared. And it's -3x minus -5x. One way to write that, some people like showing this in-between step, this intermediate step, of kind of getting rid of the parentheses, taking this negative sign and distributing it to the 3 terms in this polynomial. If you did that, you get -2x squared, +5x, and +7. And now what I've done is I've changed this second problem into a problem that's a lot more like this first one. Right now I'm just combining like terms. 2x squared minus 2x squared, that's all my x squareds, there's no more left, so I don't write anything. -3x plus 5x nets out to +2x. +5 and +7 sounds like +12. The difference between these two polynomials is this polynomial right here. All right, on to the next. Find the product, the last one. That's good. These take a little bit longer. The product of these polynomials. So when you're multiplying polynomials, you can't just take this term and multiply it by this term, and then multiply your x terms and multiply your constants. It doesn't work that way. It's a little bit different than addition and subtraction. What you have to do is take each term in this first polynomial and multiply it by each of the 3 in the second polynomial. And you do that with each of these 3 terms in the first. What I'm saying is you're going to do a lot of multiplying. That can be problematic for people. So there's this method called the box method, which helps people out. Just kind of helps organize things. But really what it's doing is that exact method that I described. Basic idea is write one of the polynomials to kind of create columns across the top here. And then write your other polynomial vertically here to sort of create some rows. What you do is you end up with this box or this grid or whatever the hell you want to call it. And then your goal is just to fill in all the boxes. There's 9 of them in there. Put something in each of them. And what do you put in each of them? Well, what I'm going to write here is the product of these 2 things. So 2x squared times 2x squared, the way you multiply monomials is you first multiply the coefficients, so 2 times 2 is 4. And then you add the exponents. That confuses a lot of people. It's 2 plus 2 is 4. So this is x to the 4th power. This is not this times this, it's this plus this. Gives me this 4 right here. So for this one, 2 times -3 is -6. X squared times x, you can kind of picture a 1 right here in the exponent. 2 plus 1 more is 3, so I get -6x cubed. 2x squared times 5 is just 10x squared. 2x squared times -5, -10x cubed. -5x times -3x, well, -5 times -3 is +15. And then x times x is x squared. You can think about that as x to the 1 power and x to the 1 power. 1 plus 1 is 2. -5x and +5x gives me -25x. -7 and +2 is -14. And I got these x squareds from up here. -7 and -3x is positive because negative times a negative is a positive. 7 times 3 is 21. Then you still got this x up here. And finally, -7 times +5 is -35. We're almost done. We'll have our final answer when we just add up these 9 terms. The way you add up these 9 terms, a lot like we did up here in number 1, you're just combining like terms. I guess we did that in number 2 also, from this step to here. Combine like terms. I only have one x to the fourth term. So I'll just write it. Nothing to combine it with. But x cubed, I got negative 6 of them here and negative 10 of them here. So in total, I have negative 16 of them. About x squared, well, it looks like I got 10 here and 15 more here, which gives me 25. But then I got negative 14 here. So in total, I'm left with 11 x squared. 21 minus 25 is negative 4. So that's how many x's I have. And then finally, minus 35. The product of those two second-degree polynomials is this fourth-degree polynomial. And if you get that, you've done the hardest part of this quiz, and I guess that's the end of the quiz. So I'll stop the video here.